One. So hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to clean my brushes, and as you can probably see I have loads to clean here. This is just, you know, pretty much all of my brushes. I think there's only one that I didn't need to wash because I washed it by itself the other day. So I'm just going to show you my sink. Sorry if it looks a bit weird in the lighting. This bathroom really is not the best place to be filming. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to show you a couple of the different styles. So I do like a bigger brush, one of my smaller brushes, and just how I clean them. They're all pretty much the same. But I thought this would just be an interesting video to do because I quite like watching these sorts of videos and see how people do things. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy. So first things first, I use Johnson's baby shampoo to kind of like clean them as like a shampoo. Well, it is a shampoo to clean my brushes. This is fairly cheap. I mean, you can get like Superdrug own brand ones, but they didn't have any in stock when I bought this, so I just got the actual Johnson's one. It's just a little bit more expensive, but you know, it lasts forever. My mum keeps nicking it. She uses dog shampoo as well, so which is why I've used so much, because you don't actually need that much at all when you're using it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use to clean my brushes, and it's really simple what I do. It's probably not groundbreaking or anything, so yeah. So I'm going to start off by just, this is a big kind of fluffy powder brush. I'm just going to get it, you know, completely wet, like rinse it completely, so that all of the bristles are wet, because that's what happens when you rinse it underwater. Try not to get any of like the actual brush wet. I mean, obviously your hand's going to get a bit wet, but try and keep it dry because otherwise it can disturb the glue and you can find your brushes breaking. So then once you've done that, you don't really need it soaking. Take the shampoo, this is what I do anyway, if I can get the thing open. And I just kind of put a little, like just smaller than a pea. Okay, that was a bit too much, but just about a pea-shaped amount in, and then I just take the brush and I just, in my hand, I just kind of rub it around like I'm doing now, and really try and make sure that the shampoo is really in there and, I don't know, working. Sometimes it goes all bubbly, sometimes it doesn't, just depends on the brush, I suppose. And you can see, unlike the sink, you can see all the like foundation, like I use this for powder, you can see all the powder that's come out, and you can see that it's cleaning. And then I just rinse it. And then if it's one that I know is particularly dirty, like I think all of my brushes at the moment are particularly dirty because I haven't washed them in ages, it's kind of a chore for me, so I'm just going to repeat that. Some people like to just leave them like soaking in the shampoo. I personally don't, but it's kind of whatever your preference is. I like to just get them out of the way and then leave them there to dry, because I think if you leave them to soak, I don't really have an awful lot of room on my side of my sink to leave them soaking, or in my bathroom at all, so. I also don't like do spot cleans every day. I do if they look really bad and I don't have time to wash them. I get a wet wipe and I just brush them loads on the wet wipe. But I don't particularly like do lots of like little cleans every other day or every day like some people do. So my brushes are genuinely really dirty when I get to them. So there's that one there. So I'll rinse it again. This is getting a bit wet up here, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then this time I'm just going to squish all the water out, like you can see. If your brush particularly like sheds hair, I probably wouldn't do this bit because you might pull out a load of the hairs, but this one's quite good. So yeah, you kind of like try and form it into the shape that you want it to dry in, because as it dries, it will dry into whatever shape it's left in. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that because that's roughly the sort of shape I want to leave it in. Take a towel and I'm just going to dry off the handle where it got a bit wet. Just tap that on there if it's a little bit too wet, and then there you go, you can just leave that on the side somewhere that it's not really being pushed down, because you get one flat side and one side that's like puffed up and when it's finished drying. So I'm just going to leave it on the side. Actually I'm going to put it on the radiator I think, or on the windowsill. But yeah, that's how I do these type of brushes. So here I have two kind of, this one's the Expert Face brush from Real Techniques, and this is the brushing brush. They're pretty similar. Oh, sorry. And I'm probably going to wash them in the same way, so I just figured I'd do them both at the same time. So the steps are pretty similar. It just, you know, just kind of got to vary how many times you repeat the steps. So get them all wet, like that. These ones I think are the more like kind of fun to wash. Okay, that's enough for 2 because you get to like actually see the foundation coming off. I just, with these, if I'm doing 2, I just scrape a little bit and take it down into the palm of my hand and wash them. Rinse it a bit so it's like that, then I'm going to go on to the other one, and then I'm going to do all the steps like together. This one's especially bad. Okay, so as you can kind of see, they are sort of like the colour's not as intense now from the foundation on them, so I am just going to rinse them. With these Real Techniques brushes, there isn't really like one bit that you have to avoid washing because it is just a bigger handle. It's probably kind of here is the part that you need to kind of try and keep dry, but I don't feel as much of a problem because they seem like quite well made. It's mainly the cheaper brushes that you want to be careful about with the handles, or ones with wooden handles. The ones with the white tips like these you can look at and see when they're clean, so these obviously aren't clean yet, so they need to be re-washed. But this Expert Face brush is almost clean, but this buffing brush really isn't. I think it's probably stained from my Revlon Colour Stay foundation because this is what I tend to use with that. So anyway, I'm just going to go again and just repeat all the steps. You can look inside the brush like here and you can see it's dirty, it's not clean yet. So if like in comparison to this one they look, well, it's not really very easy to compare actually because this one's a lot denser, but you can really look inside the bristles and see when they're clean. I think this one is stained because it's normally white. It's kind of like it looks kind of like a foundation colour. It's definitely stained from my Colour Stay because I haven't been able to get it back to white since I've been using Colour Stay. So I'm just going to rinse. I don't like to use a bowl of water because I think you just get the bowl of water dirty and then you have to get a new one all the time. So I think it's easier to just do it straight from the tap. So yeah, squeeze all the water out. And then with these ones, I kind of want this one to be like that shape. And this one stays pretty much in its shape anyway, so there we go, there's those 2 done. As for smaller eye brushes, you can actually do more than one at once, so kind of get them all so they're at the same, the bristles are at the same kind of place. If you want, you can just go like that, and then do all the steps that you'd normally do. This, I think, just speeds it up a little bit. Okay. So now for the part we do it together. Get our baby shampoo. You're going to need a bit more than you would normally use probably. And just do this. It looks gross, doesn't it? It's just all the eyeshadow I've used. You can start off with them all together. Like, I think I'm probably going to have to do them individually as well, just to make sure they're really cleaned. But if you wanted to do it quickly, you could just do them all together. Get that one done. Different brushes obviously take different amounts of time as well. So this is like a crease sort of brush, so this is going to take a little bit more work. This is another crease brush from Real Techniques. Eye brushes tend to take a lot less time than so eye brushes tend to take a lot less time than normal brushes to dry because obviously they are smaller, so you can allow less time for them to dry. Normal brushes can take quite a long time to dry. And one thing I just did here is I just squished the brushes and you can still see there's some foam in it, so they're not completely washed, properly washed out yet. Got to keep washing them until all the foam is gone. because that just means there's still soap in there. That one's good. 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 And these two are fine. So there we go. These just need shaping like the other brushes. Not as much though, because obviously they're smaller, so they're sort of already in their shape. So yeah, that's how I wash my brushes. There's very many different ways people do them and like to do them. This is just how I like to wash mine. If you have any kind of hints or any tips or anything on how like you wash them and how I can improve how I wash mine, please tell me below. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Wait, which way around? Bye! That's awkward, that's just wrong. Okay.